November 24th through November 30th. And we continue with the moon in the sign of Capricorn, the cardinal earth sign, Capricorn. Capricorn has so much determination and resilience. And so we can get a lot done there on Monday, the 24th. Tuesday, the 25th, the moon continues in the sign of Capricorn until 5:16 a.m. So pretty much by the time we get up, we're moving into Aquarius energy, which is very unpredictable energy. Never know what's going to happen with Aquarius energy around. Okay, so on Tuesday the 25th, Mercury is conjunct Venus, so it's close together with Venus. And so Mercury communication, but Mercury's retrograding, and Venus. So we could have love show up, we can have harmony show up, but we got to choose our words and we have to respond, not react. This Mercury conjunct Venus is going to be opposite Uranus, and Uranus is the oh wow planet, the lightning bolt. But I also see this as a great way for love to show up. Things can show up out of the blue, okay? And so you may want to get out and about, maybe visit with some old friends, and there's an opportunity here for harmony and love. Now, Wednesday the 26th, the moon continues in Aquarius, but there's grand water trine energy again coming up with Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. I think Neptune's involved in that too. So lots of water energy. It's going to make us highly intuitive, creative, but it's going to make us highly emotional. So we have to take care of our fluid body. Our fluid body needs a lot of rest, a lot of creative expression. When there's a lot of one element going on, I usually recommend using that element to feel better. And so when you have a lot of water in your chart, I often tell people to use water to clear themselves. So this might be a good time for you to take some nice long baths, to take some slow creative time out and enjoy. Now, Thursday the 20th, the moon continues in Aquarius, and then it will move into the sign of Pisces at 2:24 p.m. And this is Thanksgiving. So I'm kind of happy to see that the moon moves out of Aquarius, because Aquarius is unpredictable. And that's, sometimes it's hard enough to be all together with our family on the holidays, or for some of us, like myself, it's usually just a small group. And so sometimes it can leave us feeling not like everyone else. And Aquarius already sometimes feels like the odd one out. So I think it's good that the moon moves into Pisces by 2:24 p.m. Pisces rules retreating, so it's a good time to retreat, to rest, to enjoy. The other great thing that happens on Thanksgiving is that Saturn goes direct. And Saturn, I think of it as ruling families, ruling your roots, definitely associated more with like the disciplinarian parent or the father energy. Saturn goes direct. It doesn't go direct until the evening, 10:52 p.m., but we'll take it because it's going to bring us a little smoother energy with it going direct. So that's a good thing. Saturn direct on Thanksgiving. Now, Friday the 20th, moon continues in the watery sign of Pisces. So again, just try to rest and retreat and relax and enjoy and take a little alone time. If you're with family, maybe you need to step back and away a little bit. Maybe you just sleep in a little bit. Now, Friday the 28th is also the first quarter moon. So we know it's going building into a new stage, and the moon is in Pisces, so we can dream it into reality. So actually stepping away can help us make forward movement later. Dream it, envision it, draw it, feel it in your body. So much watery, creative energy going on. Now, Saturday, November 29th is a big day, and not just because it's my birthday, but because it's Mercury goes direct, okay? So this is always a good thing. Mercury goes direct at 20 degrees of Scorpio, and now we can ask ourselves, what's been going on? What themes have been coming up? I hope you've been writing down, in my notebook, I've just got little bullet points. This happened, ran into this person, felt like this. See what's coming up, because then at the end, I can see a theme. So, what themes came up since October 1st? And remember, even though it's direct, it's coming back over the third swoop over the same ground. Because remember, Mercury was moving along, got to its retrograde point on November 9th, moved backwards in degrees all the way back to the same place it was on October 21st. And now today's November 29th, it goes direct and it's going to move back over the third swoop over everything that's happened since October 21st. We can get clarity. We can get closure. And remember, this Mercury retrograde is about purging up the past and releasing it out so that we can be free. And I use this picture of the butterfly setting sail because that butterfly was once a caterpillar and it went through a huge transformation and now it's free to fly. And you can be free of some old grudges, some old things from the past so that you can move into lighter times, because I know life has been insanely hard and we are the lucky ones up here where we live, and it's been hard for us even just watching other people's suffering. And now remember, 2026 has a little bit of lighter energy, but it also has energy of newness because we have no idea what it's going to bring, because Pluto's moving into the 4 degrees. Once it gets into 4 degrees of Aquarius, this is new territory that we haven't been in hundreds of years. Okay, so we're in very interesting times. So be grateful for Mercury going direct on Saturday, November 29th. Now on the 30th, Sunday the 30th, so the moon moved into Aries on Saturday night at 8:07 p.m. And then on Sunday, it will continue in the fiery cardinal sign of Aries. And Venus is going to change signs and it's going into Sagittarius. And this is at 3:14 p.m. on November 30th. Venus to Sagittarius. Let the adventures begin. Venus moving out of its detrimented sign in Scorpio, its worst placement, moving into Sagittarius, a better placement for it. So we can have fun times ahead. We're moving into more and more freedom, and let's be very grateful for that this week and moving ahead in general. All right, let's see what we've got here. I picked a few cards. Again, haven't looked at any of them yet. Let's get some dice rolled, see what themes you've got. Got the south node of the moon, 8th house in the sign of Capricorn in the 8th house. Okay, so the south node of the moon, the cup of the past in the sign of Capricorn. So it can be old family things. It can be old things about work. In the 8th house, Scorpio's house of transformation. This is Thanksgiving week. So you may have some old things you may have some issues with family. It's ready to be transformed. You may have some things that you've been holding on to for a while and old stories and old stuff, and you're ready to let it go. And it's telling you that now is the time. Take advantage of it. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, of course, you got the death card because you got the 8th house and we got the past, and now it is ready to be released. Don't be afraid of this card. This is just Scorpio energy. It's not a literal death, and it's showing you that you are ready to move forward. The great thing about the death card is that it rules resources. So it rules money, it rules other people's money, it rules sex, it rules all the deep emotions, and it rules newness. Okay. Now you also got the King of Swords here, an air king, king of big business, and the king of communication. And remembering that Mercury is, well, it's finishing up its retrograde now. He's standing in his power. He's not going to take any garbage. And the Knight of Cups, romanticize the present moment every chance you get. It feels very Venus-like. We know Venus is moving into Sagittarius, moving out of Scorpio. Romanticize the present moment. So appreciate it. Enjoy it. We know life is short, and be clear on your boundaries with the King of Swords there, especially since some of this stuff about the past came up and we don't want to fall into the old behaviors. Make sure we've learned from the past mistakes and remember to respond, not react. Your oracle card from the Moonology card is Surrender to the Divine, and it says full moon. So surrender, I think of surrender often when I think of Sagittarius, especially when I think of the Wheel of Fortune card, I think about surrender. And so it's surrendering to the divine. You only have so much control, right? We can make wonderful things happen in our life. We can have beautiful experiences. We can help others, but we only have so much control. And as much as we want to fight maybe the death energy or think we're in charge of those kind of things, we have to remember to breathe and to surrender. And it's asking you really to let go of some of these past grievances. Choose your words wisely and have a happy, happy Thanksgiving week.